Okay, is it working? Let's see. Oh, that audio issue again. Okay, sounds like it's working. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Uh, enable preview. Okay, cool. So today I have about an hour, so it's going to be quite rushed. But I thought since Microsoft is recalling recall, I thought I would just try and mimic what they've done. Obviously, a half-baked version of this. Um, but for those who do not know what recall is, it's basically like a program that just takes screenshots of what you're doing in the laptop or on your PC, stores everything, does some things with it, and then later on you can ask questions or recall some of that information. So they have some example here: Korean restaurant, something, something. It doesn't matter. But the point is, it just knows what you're doing and is always looking. And then when you need information, you don't need to remember what it was. You can just ask it, and it will show any websites or any messages or anything you have. I think Microsoft also lets you interact with the content. Yeah, that's it. So after the fact, they do like a text, OCR, and a few other things. Today, 100%, we're not going to get that far. But what I thought is that today we could do a simple, just get like, well, first do some planning and then figure out what we need to do to get a simple end-to-end version of this working, like a very cheap one using off-the-shelf models and APIs. So I'm going to be using OpenAI today, and yeah, let's see how far we get with this. But it's not going to be running locally. That's something I'd like to do later. So let's see what we want. I've got Obsidian here that we might share a canvas. Uh, we want to uh, take some screenshots, right? Parse them, like extract info. Actually, let's just, and then, sorry, my OCD is playing tricks. Okay, extract info, store them. So extract info here, this is going to be an important step. We'll see that in a minute. Store them and then uh, recall. We're going to call this uh, flashbacks as opposed to recall, but we're actually kind of recalling. So that's it. So we have some process that will take screenshots. For this, actually, I'm not going to spend much time on that. Maybe we'll do a two-part or three-part stream. So here I'm going to manually take some screenshots, and my goal for today, if even possible, is to get to a point where we have something here, even if it is all done manually. Then next time we'll kind of implement this step and automate it a bit more. And storing here, I'm going to take an approach more like a vector database, but there's many different ways of doing this. And then recalling, this should be a fairly simple uh, find information that is related to this. If we have a good storing mechanism, um, that should be fairly easy. And then we're going to be re-ranking and retrieving some results. Um, so, okay, take screenshots manually, extract some information. This is the meat of the application at the moment. So here we're going to use some LLM, OpenAI. We're going to store it in some way, and then we're going to use OpenAI again to come back with relevant images. Okay, So let's see. Screenshots, that's easy. We'll just take them. And then actually, just to get started today, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to manually take some screenshots. So I'm just going to start here. I hope that wasn't too loud. Okay, so extract info here. We're going to um, iterate on iterate on a prompt. We'll do that manually in a minute. Oh, sorry. I get very distracted when I'm streaming. Okay, so iterates on a prompt. Then we're going to extract text or semi-structured, structured semi-structured uh, data, text form. And so this is what we're going to do. Then, okay, then here, we're going to vectorize the text, the data, text form. Okay, and so we're going to vectorize, we're going to store the vectors and metadata. So the metadata, we'll check that in a minute. So what are we going to store here? We're going to keep the image. So we're going to store the image. Semi-structured data and metadata, which in this case we probably should do like active applications. So actually, open applications, active window. Okay. So if I'm going too fast, I apologize. I'm kind of aware that I have an hour to do this. Well, not the entire thing, but to progress as much as possible. So, okay. Then we store that. And if this is all good, we're also going to debug vectors or visualize them. Just kind of create a loop. I'll go more into details on the. Okay, and then here, this is going to be a simple. Well, I can say simple. Maybe I'm going to spend the most time on here. Who knows? Okay, so retrieve vectors slash documents, or in this case, data. Let's call it data. Ask LLM to re-rank and filter. What else? And then create the final answer. This is a mix of LLM plus code. Okay. Okay, let's review again. So here, actually, I'll just add wishful thinking. Take screenshots every, let's say, 10 seconds or, X seconds. Okay, so we take, and that's it. So actually, here, if we think about it, this shouldn't happen this way. Well, I'll leave it. But we do have two processes here that happen at different times. So we have something that takes screenshots and yeah, triggers all this process. So these here, let's just make them purple. And then this here, we'll make it yellow. So what does this mean? This means that these run as part of the same process. So we take a screenshot that triggers extracting some information from the screenshot and storing it. And then we have the recall, which is triggered by the user. And so this, let's just say auto cron triggered. And then this one is it triggered. Oh, yeah. So we trigger screenshots on a regular basis. Let's just say X seconds. Microsoft does it also every 5 seconds, I believe. Um, but you also check if there's any differences. I guess if you just leave the computer alone, we don't want to be taking all the screenshots. Then that triggers the process of extracting information. I mean, it's possible it wouldn't trigger immediately, but we could do like a batch version of this. But anyway, for now, what we're going to do is take the screenshot that triggers extracting information, which then stores it, vectorizes, stores it, and then the user can recall whenever they decide to. Okay, so far so good. Um, cool. So what I thought is that to start, let's focus on these two steps. So, can I? Yeah, I can. Create a group today. And yeah, I'm progressing. It's okay. So today what I wanted to do is to focus on these two steps. Let's take one more screenshot. Lovely. And we're going to first manually just use ChatGPT to prototype this. And where do we want to get to? So I actually have no idea what the data structure should be, but I'm thinking like obviously following something along these lines. We'll need the image, and then we want to know something about the image. So I want to iterate on the prompt, but also on what we're extracting. The first thing I'd like to do is just to do the dumbest possible. So let me just save the screenshots I have. Ooh, give me just a second. Uh, where did they go? Okay. So I'm going to create a folder. So the screen is much larger than what you can see. Unfortunately, I cannot fit it all in one place. So screenshot. I'll try to get this out. Yay. Okay, give me just a second. Screenshot. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So you've got two screenshots. And let's take another one. What's happening? Weird. Um, okay. So we've got three screenshots. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just put a screenshot. Let's just see first thing that happens. What's happening here? I mean, this is not the prompt we're going to use, just kind of getting started. Okay, cool. Let's see. Next one. Okay, so this is already the first thing that I've done it all in a single chat as opposed to start new with the next one. So initially, if we go back to this, we're going to treat each of these paths, like take a screenshot, extract information, etc., as independent. But I think in the future, in a future iteration, it would be interesting to provide some level of time series, right? So the screenshots are not in isolation. We know we're taking them every 10 seconds or so. So it would be good if we can have maybe the last few screenshots as part of the context to extract information, because it might provide some information about the task, but we'll do that another time once we can test the outcomes. Okay. Um, okay. I mean, seems to be actually, this is better than I expected to start with. But let's be a bit more direct. So let's go back to, actually, let's go, yeah, this one. At some point, and this is something for now I will be doing manually a bunch of things. In the future, this process will involve a bit more software. Like I like automatically taking the screenshots, but also detecting a bit more context about what's happening with the computer. So now, like, let's start building a little prompt. So now let me build a little prompt manually, then we'll create a new project and get started. Okay, so uh, the very common you are assistant. Uh, screen. So, okay, so you are an assistant looking through the user's macOS screen to extract relevant information about what's happening on screen and what the user is trying to achieve. This information is then going to be stored so that we can recall later once the user asks questions. Okay, we want to extract, sorry, what do we want to extract? For each screenshot, screenshot, we want to know, we want the full transcript or full text of everything on screen. Actually, we want to, you should output a JSON, a valid JSON with the following Good. Okay. For each screenshot, okay, let's build this JSON. So we're going to have a general description, just text we can encode. And here, I think it would be good to get just a general, like all the text that is on screen, maybe broken down by like some explanation. To be honest, what was happening earlier? Just a description of what's happening. So let's go with that. Um, a short, no, actually, so a short description of what's happening on screen. Yeah, actually, a with any. Oh, no, okay, on actually, let's do short here. A short description of what's happening on the screen. Okay, task. I'm not going to complicate yet. Okay, so then text. All text available on the screen. So for now, let's go with this. Let's copy it, and here we're going to start putting some prompts here. So let's just, oh, okay. Um, Here's one. No. Okay. Well, I guess it's just extracting the text. So is this correct? Yeah, interesting. There was some of this text. Yeah, that's where the restaurant is coming from. Where is it? Restaurant. There you go. Interesting. I'm not sure if I wanted to be doing this kind of parsing, so let's revisit. Okay, so let's take this out for now. Let's remove short from here. Describe what's happening on the screen in as much detail as possible. Okay. No, there's an extra comma there. No. Actually, this is not necessarily a problem because we can disable running code when we're running the LLM because we're going to be doing this via the API. What is going on? Actually, that's also something we're going to. Can I disable it now? Let's start again. Okay. You know what? I need to copy this. Okay. um, let's start over. Yes, describe what's happening on screen. And then here, we're actually going to ask describe what the user is trying to do. No, actually, we don't need this yet. Okay. Okay, garden assistant. I feel like I need to stop it from using code. Can I do it this way? Okay, for now, just do not run code for this. Okay. Okay. It's not perfect, but the thing to do. So now actually this one I'll just replace. No. How do you edit? Usually there is an edit. I guess because of the image maybe. Describe what's happening on screen. Okay. I guess we can take this out. Or maybe, I don't know, I'm curious what happens if we run that first one with the instruction to not run code. Okay, that's cool. Now, a cool one will be if we take this screenshot. Somehow it did not. Great. Okay. Take screenshot. Okay, so this seems to actually be okay. So I think I prefer continue with this one. Okay, so start new. Now put new screenshot. Let's see. Hmm, okay. I hope I'm not hurting myself in the foot here by providing its JSON diagram and instructions for implementing recall functionality. Also, maybe I should do this. Using a macOS screen data. Okay. You are an assistant looking through that. So it has all these things. Let's see what happens at the end. Then, okay, the JSON is okay, although this it's a great test output because if you think about it, this might stress test how we're going to parse JSON later or find it. Um, Interesting output. Let's see. It did not capture everything. Kind of relied on the one selected. Okay, let's iterate on that. Okay, yeah, actually, that's a good point. So on each screenshot, there will be things that the user is doing and things that are more kind of on the background. So in this case, I think what happened is that the model over, well, I'm kind of guessing here, but there's some text that is selected and the model is kind of paying too much attention to that. So to prove it, let's see if I take another similar screenshot, but I do not have any selected text. And maybe, oh, what am I doing? And let's see. And then another screenshot like this. Yes, they're all different sizes as well. That's always great. Okay. So first, let's see this. Uh, Also, let me just mark this as green because this is the one I'm using. No. Hmm? Yeah, let me see how this is going. Okay. Okay. Do not run code. Does this work? Ah, okay. The description is still here. So the screen shows a workflow of task diagram. Hmm. I guess this way we do get the text. Okay. Why do we want the text? So let's go back here. Um, my goal was to have something we can store here that is as complete as possible so we can recall later, but also have something already parsed in a way that we can that is just easier to recall, like it, or that is closer to the types of questions the user would be doing. And why do we need both? So on one, we're kind of going through what the task is. So when was the last time? It's so questions like um, when was I planning this project, or um, when was I when was I searching through my images, for example. And then the other one is more about the text. So if we need actual specific content, so you're sending a message to someone, we may need to know what is in that message. Although I suspect in that case, the description would also mention that. So what I'm going to do now is actually still go with the more general description, and I'm keeping it in JSON because it will be useful in the end. But I hope I'm not complicating things for now. Okay, so let's go with this one. Yeah, one thing you'll notice on my streams is that I go into it pretty much unprepared. I mean, I've collected some links and things like that, and I've created a token, but that's as far as I went. So it could be a total failure or not. I don't know, but I thought that maybe going through the process of thinking about it is also useful. Hmm. Although I also realized that the amount of time we have does not allow for a lot of deep thinking. So it is what it is. Uh, okay, let's go with this one. It's simpler and kind of gets the job done. To be honest, I think even the original, what's happening here is enough. But I wanted to go into a JSON format right now. I might backtrack on that, but my expectation is that over time we're going to be extracting more specific things about the image, and we're also going to be extending this object, and also allows us to find exactly what that is. Um, if that's a good initial approach, I'm not sure yet. Let's see how complicated it gets after this. Otherwise, I might go back to just a text form and start with that and have the fastest end-to-end possible. Which, to be fair, that may be what I'll do. Uh, okay, let's try one more time. What is happening here? Actually, I want one more. Wow, my machine is slow right now. For example, this one is good. Uh, okay, so let's see what's happening in this. Oh, screenshot. Oh, still uploading. I'm definitely having trouble with my machine right now. Yep. Okay. Ooh, cool. Uh, okay, so this is what we would get with a simple prompt. I mean, there's lots of things we don't need. Yeah, it's actually better than before. Okay, so this is what we have having. Let's copy. Okay. Ah, why is there? Yeah, my machine is definitely slowing down. Okay, now get back in, and this time do the improved version. Okay, so the users work on implementing a feature related to extracting and recalling information from macOS screen captures. The screen shows multiple tabs open, including ChatGPT 4 and another one for project called. Okay, so far so good. The project tab displays instructions on etc. Yeah, that's fine, including JSON structure. Woohoo, cool. And then the user is also managing screenshots in a folder named screenshots with various images taken today at different times. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Um, so that compared. So the prompt we used for uh, what's happening in this screenshot. So that's one of the prompts. Okay, so this one went to here. This one went to here. And then, no, my machine's so slow. Okay, no, what is happening? Okay, now this one goes here. Cool, cool. Actually, let me take this out. Um, okay, okay. Half an hour. So, on one side, I think this green prompt is good to get started, and the yellow one is the simplest one to parse. But what we're going to find, I'm going to try and avoid doing chunking or any other thing when it comes to vectorization for now. So ideally, we would get shorter descriptions. And I think this is the kind of thing we're looking for now. And then let's try and get closer to end working because there's no point on optimizing this yet. Okay, so this requires parsing JSON, which can have in itself JSON inside. The other one does not. So what I'm going to do for now is actually just do a quick cheat and have this one, but not output JSON. Okay, one more try. We Yeah, stop it. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not clean shot the application, but okay. We'll need to come up with some questions. Oh, with some sample questions here. Uh, okay. So for now, I'm actually going to use this one. And then we're going to vectorize this. No chunking, no nothing. So each one of these steps will need to improve. But yeah, okay. So 25 minutes. Let's go. We start with this one, and then we go to this one, and then we go to this one. By the way, let's create a project. Mochi Flashback, a half-baked clone of Recall. Let's not call it Microsoft. Yeah, Python license. I guess you can do whatever you want with this. So this one is very permissive. Do it. Okay, so Mochi is kind of like the brand of everything I've been doing recently. We've got like a chatbot. Last time we were doing um, memory retrieval as well. The idea is to extend the chatbot, so not memory, web search. And I'm kind of trying to do a few other things with this brand. So I thought it's a cool name, so I'll keep it. And flashback, so that I don't call it recall. And we're doing some flashbacks. I actually quite like the idea of what can be done from this. I mean, just recalling screenshots is kind of a very basic idea if you think about it. Like, I would like in the future to maybe even turn this more into an assistant itself, like something that is looking at what you're doing. It can add suggestions or you can ask questions, but you don't need to be providing context. I guess that's where OpenAI is going. But for example, earlier I was setting up the stream again, and I wish I could have something that just looks at it and suggests like things I can do to improve, etc. But there's also like helping with certain tasks or task completion as well. So as I start filling a form, for example, maybe it realizes that I'm in the browser and can suggest things to do. Anyway, let's see where it goes. Um, okay, where was I? So we're here, we're inside, and we're going to via, okay, let's create a virtual environment. So it's the goal now. The goal now is to basically replicate what we've got here, but to do it from a script. And yes, I am going to use ChatGPT to help me out, or at least Copilot. Yeah, once we have that, we can go to the next step. But if I manage to get this bit today, that would be cool. And then we'll do vectorization tomorrow. Okay, so we've got the env, and now let's open code. Can you see that? Yep. Okay. So first thing, if my machine can move, it just does not do anything. Cool. So first is we're going to activate our environment. Then we're going to pip install a bunch of things. Oh, great suggestion already. We will need this for the vectorization to visualize. But for now, OpenAI. What else do we need? Um, I think for now that's it, to be honest. Okay, OpenAI. Cool. Okay, so we've got the key, docs. Let's do it. PPO, quick start. That's what we want. Python, install Python, done. Setup. Actually, I put it in a different one for the streams, but we'll figure that out. Um, let's go this way. Okay, sending our first request. So let's just follow that example for now. And naming is always my problem. Okay, so we're going to call it recall for now. And then, yeah, that's it. Okay, so we've got this, and we now need to override. So here we go. This, and I want, this should be ready. Oh, no. Okay, so we've got that. No, I want a different model. Models, GPT-4o. What's the name? This one. Okay. Okay, let's go with this. Actually, I already have one there. Okay. So recall. It is working. And tools calls. Okay, let's just print out the text. Oh, sorry, no, the content. Okay, so we've got something. Um, okay, so let's just add this. So I've got my own commands like aliases for Git. Uh, let's see. Okay, so created a simple OpenAI sample app. Yeah, got it over. Okay, so let's see, images. No, that's what we want. So, so what we're going to do now is just create a folder here with the data. And the screenshots we had, let's just for now move copy one of it. And oh, actually, reveal in Finder. There we go. There we go. And let's give this just a slightly better name. I mean, it's cool that it has the date there in a way. Let's keep it like this. Okay, so what are we doing? I just follow their. Oh, let's just go with this. Okay, so we've got completions. Let's start pulling some things out. And before, we also had the system, right? Very cool. I need to find music for my streams. Okay, so we got that. System, we're not doing that anymore. But now we're doing Obsidian, and we're going to start with this one. Oh, okay. At the moment, this is still fairly uh, unclean code. We'll fix that in a moment. In our image, we don't want to do by URL. Okay, now we want to load. Okay, so let's see. We need to encode into base64. We and okay, we're going to encode the image. So far, so good. Image file, image path. Okay. So, image path. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's do uploading. Let's see what this does. So for now, we're going to copy this somewhere. Actually, let's just comment. And let's do whatever OpenAI tells us to do. I have 10 more minutes. I just want to get to a point where we can get that image done. Okay, so authorization, base 64. Okay, so we got this. Kind of feels like today I'm just following tutorials. It's not the most interesting thing, but hopefully this is the base for tomorrow. Okay, API key. My machine is so slow. The amount of lag on my key presses is insane. Okay, API key. Okay, done. Let's count this out. Got the header, got the payload, max tokens 300. Level up. Actually, that is a good thing because that's a good size for a chunk. So let's see what happens. Model. Now messages. I assume I can still use the system. This makes sense. What's in this image? Actually, we might not need this. Let's see. Actually, no. So you are done that. First describe. Okay, actually, here we go, diverging from the plan. Don't need this. Drive. What's happening in this screenshot? Okay, 300, that's fine. Then we do this. Ah, okay. So first pip install requests. Okay, very unclean. Consider this a draft. 7.5 minutes. Let's do it. Ah, open. Oh, yes. So there will be data, and then okay. Okay, so what's happening? Let's see. Also, yes. Whoa. Okay, let's do this. Maybe one more. So what have we got? Child completion. So far, so good. Choices. Okay, so we got choices. So we're parsing that. And for now, let's not do any error. um, error handling. So we're just going to go not response. Sorry. Yeah, actually, it's model response to JSON. And then what we want is to print the model response dot sorry, traces traces, and then we get a 0 index message. What else is there? I need to parse this a bit there. Hmm. No. Hmm. Okay. I just want to beautify. It's fine. So choices. This is what I want. Completion, system fingerprint, usage. Here, index, we got the message. Green log probes and finish reason. Like, interesting. Okay, so we actually, this is interesting. Let's give it a bit more space. For now, let's do 800. Provide a short description of what's happening in this screenshot. Okay. Uh, distant role message content. So one more. You can do content. Okay, so the screenshot shows the macOS desktop. There is a project open Ethereum application. For not taking. These are useless details. Okay, the window displays from selected information from screenshots. Superconductors. What? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. So you should focus. Okay, when analyzing a screenshot, focus on details that might be relevant to the user in the future. They may want to remember what they were in the past. Okay, let's do it one more time, and then I need to go. Cool. So the screenshot displays multiple open windows, and okay, a ChatGPT instance in the browser, showcasing that. Behind the web browser is a dark themed document editor. The editor is displaying instructions. I don't know why it keeps going like about the dark themed. Relevant information from screenshots, and the A Finder window titled Screenshots is in the foreground, showing a list of this is cool. This appears to be working on a project related to extra. Okay, that's actually cool. So when was I working on this project? Boom, there you go. Oh, the screenshot also goes. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I guess for today, this is unfortunately as much as I can do. So let's see. We did a very quick prototype of taking screenshots and extracting some information. I kind of feel like we didn't really achieve that much, but it was a very short amount of time. We did a quick prototype. We got a small amount of codes from OpenAI's suggestions working. Very, very dirty. We'll need to clean this up next time. And then, yeah, it's kind of extracting some information. Okay, so we can go from screenshots to information. Next time, let's start doing the storing and recalling. I think two more sessions of this length, and we'll have something end to end. Maybe just one more. Yeah, I think next one will be more interesting. So, unfortunately, I really need to go. So, I guess for today, that is it. I'll see you soon.